Hello and welcome. Today is the 26th of July 2017. My name is Derek. Welcome. And this will be a Monero chart analysis video focused only towards this chart, as it's had an interesting day today with on Poloniex a move very close to this 20 handle. However, that was only, well, other sites are different. I sold a little bit. I sold at 168, which is right here, and about 180, right in here. I am placing the 180 buy order, or this order I want to buy back and around here. This one I'll be looking to buy back in around here, if of course the price action ends up going towards there. That's how I manage the swing trading. Now, if it would have managed to get in here, I have sell orders right near this level, but with my 180 sell, that was pretty much near the top as far as the Bittrex would be concerned. So let's move back to that chart again on the from the Poloniex data anyway. And what's good to know is, what does this chart do? At least since the March rally, we have seen many of these rallies shoot up fast and back down quickly, and we're seeing it again right now. I mean, it occurred in here, and look at all of these, this move in here. We have a situation in here where it's happened. And it happens on the downside as well. Look at these moves that are occurring. Someone's going to chop up and down like this. This is why I'm looking to sell when it goes up. And well, what I sold in here were situations in which what was bought probably here and down in here. So I want to buy low and sell high. Now, within this message of the market, it's had a lot of support in around the 15 handle. It's pierced down a little north of 14, but it hasn't stayed or held below 15 at all. So we've had 1, even 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, really 7 or so different tests going back to the start of the spring. Within this level, the rally didn't happen, and it didn't take that long, going from the 10 handle up to the 24. So that was a gain of a little better than double from the breakout period in a span of a little under or around 2 weeks in time. Resistance has been all over the place as we start off with this downtrend, a little bit of highs here with, of course, the big ones. And then after this move in here, little small moves in here with resistance, this huge one that broke higher barely, but then fell quickly back. And then resistance in the higher high form, resistance rolling over. And now this one matching in here, again, much higher than what we have seen. This thing is probably going to continue going choppy. Maybe trade around here again. Maybe start a pattern where maybe this 18 average will maybe start to go sideways a bit. Maybe it's going to barely go higher, which means it'll come back, rally up here, and maybe make some sort of weird pattern within this kind of nature. But that's why I just place my buy orders and sell orders as I have. I'll be looking to either buy again down in here and here, and I already have some buy orders down below as well. And I have seller in here. We're going to sell some over here, sell some in here. But I'm holding because I want this thing to break out. But along the way, that's why I'm just buying and selling back and forth within this mannerism. Let's show the weekly time frame now. And remember, we're talking about right now with the daily anyway, the March rally from around 10 to 24. This is going to be shrunk in comparison size when we see how the March rally started back in here. It was just yet another significant higher low, or the third rather, because the breakout period started late 2015, down at, well, much lower. And then you have this significant higher low, much higher low, a standard higher low. Now this is question mark higher low. Question mark, well, the question mark is because if it rallies from here, you know what, it's been a long enough sideways correction, I'm going to count it. But if I see further price decline in this area here, 130, 127, and it happens to bottom there, well, higher low is where that number would be. I also noticed that the start of this chart had resistance in at the handle level between 80 and 10, which was supported in this area now a couple of occasions. So long term, after this much larger move, it came back to where it came from. And this is the weekly time frame. So notice the best week goes from about 43 or 44 handle up to, well, if it's at 44, 160 or so. So there's a 4x move just this period alone, let alone the gain of, well, 170 to, well, 13 or 14 times from this low to this high. So as this plays out right now, the more likely or the more often you test significant areas, the more likely it is that you take it out. Now, originally, when we look back, you can say there was a lot of price action or some price action in here. Let's forget about that. Let's consider that the important level of resistance did come in here. And this was known after the fact when this resistance was hit and this was hit. So this was really test number 3 in here of the upper congestion area for its time about a year ago. And when I broke it out, how do you do? That's why I say it so many times. When you break a key level, you could have decent big moves. Well, this is one example of such. So now when we talk about the more likely a key area is, what number would the key area be now? It's, if you look at the number here, 24, even go 25, 26. Bing, bang, and bang. Meanwhile, higher low, higher low, higher low as well. So it's an ascending triangle. When I draw just regular lines in here, it really doesn't matter too much which rate of ascent you go, as long as you connect those lines. And you have this in here. You also have a decent amount of time before, I mean, I call it D-Day, decision day is what it stands for me, where you're at a point where, okay, what's the big move going to be? The big move up or down, because it's almost like roulette wheel. It's going to come black or red, even odd kind of deal, binary, 1 or 0. But the likelihood of big moves breaking here is pretty decent. I mean, definitely not out of reach. But I realize that if long term this is going to need to have some further correction, then there are a couple key levels which would be retest of support, going sideways, because so I almost look at 2 floors here. Floor number 1 being in here, and of course this one being floor number 2, with the area from 50 to 65 having very little price memory. Maybe in the future it may, and of course maybe it may not, because again, for me, I'm waiting to play this because it's a good looking chart as it is. If it goes down, look to buy some more, but try to get most of my gains at the much larger price targets. As far as upside levels are concerned, and you know what, this is something you just do quick. You can see, oh, this is halfway from around 24 to 30 handle, so that's 27. This looks to be about a little under 60, but even 60 is fine. So we can put some numbers in here, and I don't have to have all the exact digits because all I need is to go like this, 60 and 270, up target, 684. So I realized somewhere around the 700 Satoshi level is, and plus a bunch of zeros after that, but the 70 handle from this 24, single 07, is a spot where I think it could make a move to, but it wouldn't surprise me if it would go even further higher, probably even closer to 10% on here, and then pull back and settle in around that 7 number. And I'm going to leave it at that, but this is the analysis this is how I see it. So what you do is up to you. It's all your own risk, your own reward. And I don't recommend anything. I just say this is what I would do, or this is what I am doing, and that's really all I can say. And when anyone asks me, well, what should I do? How could I ever answer it? Because, you know, with some people, I'll tell you, I think that you should buy some silver now. And the other person, I might say, you should sell some silver. Of course, that would mainly due to diversification in personal situations, but that's what I'm going to leave it at. So thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.